Hi everybody, this is Steve Grizzetti, co-founder of MoviePix.com and author of the MoviePix.com Guide to Adobe Premiere Elements 2023, and here we are in part 4 of our 8-part series, Basic Training for Premiere Elements. We've got a nice little project going here. We've got several video clips, we've got a little bit of narration, we've got some music in the background. Let's enhance this a little bit. I'm going to just zoom in on a spot on the timeline. I'm going to do that just by putting the playhead right here in the middle of my movie. I'm just going to press the plus button on my keyboard to zoom in. Could also have done it with the slider here. And right here I've got a hard cut between this scene and this scene here. I would like to add a little transition. Transitions are easy to add. You can find them here on the toolbar on the right hand side. That's the transition menu right here. Click on that button and you can see we've got a collection of close to 70 transitions. We can get to any one of them by either scrolling through with Show All selected here, or we can select a particular category of transition. I'm going to select the wipe category, and I'm going to drag the band wipe here down between these two clips, or right over these two clips. There we go. When I do, I have an adjustments menu that pops up. And this adjustments menu gives me the option of setting the duration for the transition. And if I click the More button, you see I have some other options I can scroll down to. Where does the transition land? Does it land more to the left, more to the right, or centered on the two clips? This is a band wipe, and I'll show you what a band wipe looks like. When I drag my playhead over here, you can see that the band wipe means it goes from one clip to the other with 7 little bands that sort of swing through here. Put that about halfway through the transition. I can choose whether or not these bands have a border. So right now there's no border on them, but if I were to drag across border width here, I'm just clicking and dragging, you see that it could draw a black line around those. I'm going to leave that at 0. I don't really want a border there. I can choose the border color. I can reverse it. Now it's transitioning from one to the other. A little more from the left than the right. Other transitions, reverse will do more dramatic things. I'm going to unselect reverse. And in this particular transition, there's also some customization we can do. So if I click on custom, right now it has 7 bands coming in. Did I say 8? Okay, 7 bands are coming in, 4 from the left and 3 from the right. We can change that to, say, 32 and click OK. And now we have a very different effect. So every effect has some sort of customization you can do. Some have more, some have less, but I'm just going to click apply and that will close the transition adjustments. If I want to open that up again, all I need to do is just double click on the transition and click more, and I can go back in there and make more adjustments. But say for instance, I wanted to swap in a different transition, I can choose checkerboard, just drag it over the current transition and it will replace it. And now we are going from one clip to the other through sort of a checkerboard pattern. And I would expect that if I go down here to custom, I'll have the option of selecting how many horizontal and how many vertical pieces make up that checkerboard. You've got a very nice library here of transitions, some of them more dramatic and some of them more dynamic than others. Worth exploring there if you like to put transitions in your movie. Sometimes you just want to put in a very basic transition, say a fade in or fade out. That's nice and easy. Let's go to the beginning of this clip here on the timeline. I'm going to select that clip, and when I right click on it, you see I have some fade transitions. I can fade in the audio, fade in the video, fade in both. I can fade out, or I can select fade in and fade out. Often I'll use fade in and fade out video, and I can apply that to a title to make a title sort of fade in and then slowly disappear. In this particular case, I'm going to say fade in video and audio, or audio and video. And when I do, you can see it's indicated on the timeline with these little keyframes, and you can customize the position of these keyframes to create longer or shorter transitions in and out. So a couple different ways to add transitions to sort of transition your audience from one clip to the other. And I urge you not to overuse them, but it's pretty cool. There you can add a lot to your movie and make your movie a lot more interesting than simply cutting from one scene to the other. Now in part 5, we're going to take a look at video effects, how to add them and how to customize those in your movie also. Hope you'll join me for part 5 of our basic training tutorial series.